You see, he could say, come and believe in me. He could say, come and pray to me. He could say, come and worship me, but he doesn't. He says, come and follow me. Now, when you follow someone, the person you're following, you trust them to set the destination and also to set the direction. I grew up, not in London, in Liverpool, in a place where you had to drive a car because public transport isn't what it is in London. And I also grew up in a time before Citymapper and Google Maps. Now, for some of you guys, that's an impossible thing to believe. You're being asked to believe some things that may seem quite far-fetched to you today, but the idea that there was a time before Google Maps, that's a bit mind-blowing. But what that meant was, if I was out with some friends, and I was driving, and there were a few of us, and there was someone else driving, and we wanted to go somewhere. I'm hearing the voice. It's the radio voice. And we wanted to drive somewhere, like, oh, let's go to this McDonald's on the other side of town. And I didn't know the way. The person who knew the way would say, I know the way. And I'd go, great, I'll follow you. And then they would drive off, and I would drive off behind them, and I would follow them, which means you had to do the tricky thing, and this is particularly tricky, of trying to make sure you got through the lights before they turned red. Because if they got through on green and it turned red and you had to stop, you were completely lost, because you'd lost the person you were trying to follow. And if you were leading the way and someone else was following you, you had to look where you were going, but you also had to keep your eyes in the rearview mirror to make sure you didn't lose the person who was behind you. But the point is, they knew the destination and they knew the direction. And so if they would go left, I would turn left. If they went right, I would turn right. Well, when it comes to following Jesus, he sets the destination, but he also sets the direction. And if Jesus says we are going left, we need to go left in our lives. And if Jesus says it's time to go right, we need to go right in our lives. Where Jesus tells us to go is the way we should go. He doesn't say, come and spend time with me or listen to me or pray to me or worship me. And those are all good things. And he could have said those things, but he says, come and follow me.